Welcome to episode 1 of the Nooniverse. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Tristan.
We want to start the episode with a segment that we're calling the Drama Rundown, where we talk about a couple of shows that we're currently watching. I am so excited to talk about what I've got on play right now. I just finished a series called Because of You that is a basic, very basic plot about 3 brothers that find out that they have another biological brother who may be eligible for their inheritance of this Fortune 500 company. And that's literally the whole plot. There's 3 brothers with 3 love interests, and that's it. So some of the things that I liked about the series, I do like that they did decide to do a season 2, which is incoming sometime this year. And I loved the eldest brother and his love interest, Jun Chang and Lin Shun. I genuinely laughed out loud when they were in the hallway after Jun Chang was drunk from the street food incident, and he's trying to find his key, and he's literally just falling all over Lin Shun. It was just funny. Like, I honestly laughed out loud, and that's the first time I've done that with. It was such a good, for any BL really. There's moments, but like not quite like this. However, like some of the things that I didn't like, the series was just too short, which was just a disservice to it, because the couples probably could have been more interesting if they had more development and a more well-rounded plot. I'm not sure why Taiwan put out a series that was so short and didn't develop very well. I've never seen Taiwan do that before. Not anything that I've watched, at least.
But at least they're making up for it with the second season.
So I'm hoping that second season really lives up to everything that it could be, because the series could be much, much better. I'm also watching a series called Search WWW, which is a series about 3 women in their 30s and how they're balancing their careers and their love lives. Everybody probably has heard of this show. Everyone on Reddit absolutely adores it and can't say enough positive things about it. I am 4 episodes in and absolutely love the series. It is not billed as a romance, although weirdly Vicky's trailer bills it as a romance, but My Drama List bills it not that way, more kind of like a business drama. And it's such a good series. Some things that I really enjoyed from it: the 3 female leads are super strong. They nail their characters. They're all interesting and deceitful in their own ways, which is really got me hooked on the series, right? And Park Morgan as Jin, aka Jin, is such a strong character. My favorite scene so far in just the 4 episodes is where he's trying to talk the main female lead into dating him, and she tells him hands down, you are too young. He's 10 years younger than her. We don't have anything in common. Your passion is too high. I'm a woman in my 30s. Like, I just don't have the same kind of passion for life that you do. And also, we slept together the first night that we met. And so his response to her is, we don't have to start our love story with the one night stand. We can literally start it any way you want. And it's such a great line. And it's so romantic and so much more realistic, like a guy talking someone into having a relationship with him after having, that one night stand that, by the way, she barely even remembers. And it's such a good drama. I also want to make one little comment that Jenny, who is not even a main character, she's just such a badass. When she was 16 and she hacked that intersection so that she could spend another 5 minutes with her crush, I almost died. It was the best. Like, every female character in this series is relatable in some way. Relatable, interesting, just such good characters. Not to mention the one character that apparently is the bad character in the series, Song Gak-young. I really enjoy her character and think she's interesting. So I highly recommend it, and I'm super enjoying it.
Okay. So I am currently watching Vincenzo on Netflix. I'm about 10 episodes into it. Vincenzo is a consigliere lawyer for the mafia in Italy, and he ends up moving back to South Korea because of a building that is sitting on a pile of gold, and he gets involved in the lives of the people that are working and living in this building that he's trying to tear down. And it ends up leading to him going against a large pharmaceutical company that wants to buy out the building called Babel. I like that the show doesn't take itself too seriously. We get parts where nobody can pronounce his name at all.
10 minutes on YouTube, guys. There's a 10-minute video on YouTube about the fact that no one in Korea can pronounce Vincenzo.
Mm-hmm. So all the characters are completely different, and they're very entertaining, and they play off of each other really well. You've got the monks that live in the basement of the building that legit are sitting on top of the pile of gold that they don't know about. And Vincenzo buys them heated mats for the floor because they want to remove the flooring and put in actual heated floors. And he's like, no, you can't do that. And he buys them heated flooring mats so that they don't tear up the flooring, which is really funny. And the storyline, it's interesting to follow because it doesn't get bogged down too much on the business politics, which even though that's a large portion of it, it doesn't focus on the actual politics of it, because you have a lot of lawyers and the CEOs and they're all fighting each other, but it takes more of the mafia stance on it and revenge, and but in a humor way. It's really cute. The only thing so far that I don't like about it is the two main leads. Their chemistry acting with each other is pretty good, but I don't believe it so much as a romantic couple just yet so far. I kind of like the lawyer lady with the evil guy. But that's just me. Another drama that I'm watching is on Viki called Remember My Boy. I'm about 6 episodes into it. I think it's like 20 episodes, so not too far into it. It's about 2 high school classmates that are complete opposites. You got Zhang Yang, which is a prankster, and Zhao Jingmang, I'm going to butcher all the names that I say in every episode, is a very naive girl, and she's very overly positive. And the show follows their progress of their relationship. And what I like about this is that it's a very opposites attract. You can see different scenes from different perspectives. So you'll get one scene, for instance, they're in a car together and I don't remember exactly what she's saying, but he gets upset with her and says, why don't you just memorize words? Because they're studying. So she turns towards the window and she starts saying words out loud in English. And from her perspective, he's just angry with her. But then you get it in a different light. He had turned around, he had turned his music off so he could listen to her, and is smiling to himself. And it's super adorable. I also think that they do a good job of showing that he likes her from the very beginning with these different perspectives, the way he tries to protect her all the time without her knowing it. And there is no linear timeline. It jumps from 2015, 2017, back to 2007 to 2015, showing you different things that have happened, but you don't get a full story yet until you continue watching the episodes. So far, the only thing that I dislike about it is jealous females. I can't stand them. And there is this one bitch that just, I think she likes the guy, and she's going out of her way to be overly nice to the female lead in a backstabbing way that she doesn't know that is happening. But yeah, those are the 2 that I'm currently watching right now.
So if we're going to go to what we're watching together, we are actually watching together Lovely Writer, which we commented on the episode 0 about. And we're going to start Fish Upon the Sky tomorrow. We record a day before Fish Upon the Sky actually started. So we'll be an episode behind everybody else when we actually record. So we're super looking forward to that one, but we don't know too much about it other than what we've seen in the trailer. But if we're going to comment on series, I'm just going to jump right in and tell you guys, Zib is dirty, and I'm okay, and I'm here for this.
He's finally coming out of his own, and
I'm I'm so here for Sib being dirty. So we found a little meme or a little snippet from Twitter where a couple of users are saying that the subtitles were wrong. And when Jean tells Nubsib, tell me what you want, be honest with me, like the subtitle says,
I want you.
I want you. What he actually says is, I want to do you. And again, I'm here for Sib being dirty. Like that's all okay with me. I'm also going to say, like, I want to talk about the things I liked in the episode, but I really want to say I have not watched anything with Cow in it. And from the very beginning, I have not been a fan of Cow. I think Up is adorable, and I love him so much, but I have not been a fan of Cow. I think his acting is fine, and I think the chemistry was like okay. And their kiss in the second episode was also okay. I really liked it. But until this episode, I didn't see his chops like as much as I do now. Like it looks like the actor is so much more comfortable now. Like, and it could just be that, Nubsib is finally coming out of his little shell and everything that's happening. And that could just be what it is.
Yeah. See, you didn't get the chance of seeing him Until We Meet Again.
Here we go. That's right. I have not seen Until We Meet Again, and I don't plan on it for a while.
We're going to get there. But see, I had at least seen him in that and really enjoyed his character from that. So I got to see him beforehand. Although I don't think I've seen Up in anything prior to this that I can think of off the top of my head.
I have not seen anything with Up in it. I enjoyed, despite Reddit being upset about the fact that there was too much backstory and too much cutbacks to when they were younger, I really enjoyed it. There wasn't a scene where I ever felt that it dragged or that it was slow. That's just a personal opinion. I enjoyed the context that it gave to the series, and really for me made Sib like a real character, like a real person that was interesting. And then let's be real, that doggy kiss was so good. It was so good. And Sib and the touching his lip for a second there, I had to make that a GIF because I just need that to play in my head. It's got free space there for a while. I'm just saying, just free space, because I need that Nubsib to come out whenever. So the episode really rounded out for me with all of the characters, the interactions, Jean's legs. I don't know.
I mean, he wears shorts well.
I don't know. I was really distracted there for a while. Like, why is he wearing shorts? I get it. It's hot. Whatever. It's fine. I'm just saying, like, he wears shorts a lot. I'm not complaining. Like,
I don't know. It sounds like you're complaining.
I'm not complaining. He wears a lot of shorts, and I was really distracted there for a second because he just has these, I don't know. I'm not attracted to legs. I just think his legs are sexy, and they were distracting in that part of the show. Honestly, what got me is the thing that really stood out to me as the best part of this episode is just Cal and his acting. It just really, like, whatever happened, whether it was the character or he finally got comfortable with the series, Cal coming into his own, I was super excited for him and super interested to see how the plot develops. It looks like the next episode, we're finally going to get that interaction between Cal and Bruce and Up to see how their relationship is going to continue forward.
Sorry, I got distracted now by Nubsib's lips. No, it was, so for me, probably outside of the episode where they had drunken Jean trying to seduce Cal, it's probably been my favorite episode. I don't feel like they had too much backstory. I thought it was just enough, especially getting the context of the similarities between things that have happened while Nubsib and Jean have been living together versus what has been in the past. When you get the Pocky sticks, you get the cute little dragon stuffed toys, and there's like Cal's character has been bringing up all of these things from the past, even though he didn't tell Jean who he was. And to be fair, there's another part of the translation that they got wrong. As a kid, Gene always knew Nubsib as just Sib. He was introduced to himself as Sib. And so when he is now older and he gets introduced as Nubsib, Gene would not have made that assumption of, oh yeah, this is the kid from the past, because he never knew him as Nubsib. So I think translations need to be more specific sometimes. That's just something that comes with not being able to understand the language. But no, I really enjoyed this episode. The kiss was fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going.
Agreed.
So, Rachel, what makes you start or pick up a drama?
So some of the things that make me automatically pick up a series, specific actors. So I will watch Lee Jung-gi read a book in a series, and I'm not kidding. I would.
He could do that for the entire hour, and I would still watch it,
I would
even
still
without
watch
subtitles.
Even without subtitles. I have watched his old ass concerts from when he was, because he's our age. He's an older actor, and I've watched his pop concerts, that don't have any subtitles. And I mean, I could just watch him do anything. He's never picked a bad series. So I would pick anything. There are specific actors that I would automatically just go ahead and watch the series.
The chick from Master Sun.
So Gong Hyo-jin is my favorite, one of my favorite actresses. I'm thinking like one of, but like who else is an absolute favorite? IU, of course, is one of my favorites. But I follow Gong Hyo-jin on Instagram, and she has the cutest dogs, and she has just really cute posts, and she's just super fun to watch. So I would watch anything with her in it.
Lee Jun-suk, definitely.
Yeah, so I haven't actually seen everything that he's been in.
Same, but they're on my list. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah. No, so there's a couple on Netflix now,
So Hymn of Death is on there.
Right.
And the one with the cleaning lady that is living in his house that I can't remember the name of, but has been on my list for forever.
Romance is the bonus book?
Yes, Romance is the bonus book.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really cute, but I just haven't actually sat down to watch it yet. But he definitely, because he is in it, it is a drawing factor for me.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not saying that I have a huge crush on him, as I've mentioned in episode 0. Not every single one of his projects are something that I would like automatically have to watch. I agree that he's definitely eye candy, and I'm good just looking at him. For me, Lee Jung-gi never picks a bad script for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. He recently turned down a title. Soompi had an article that he recently turned down a title that was also given to like 5 other actors, and like it was a really strange script, because like the actors were nothing. There were no similarities between the actors. So a lot of the comments on Soompi were, oh, well, they just gave it to Lee Jung-gi because he's the more popular name out of the ones that were picked. But like, he's super picky about the scripts that he picks, and I'm always appreciative. I have watched everything that he's ever been in. I love every single thing that he's been in, and I've never seen anything bad. Tristan hates Lawless Lawyer because she's wrong.
No, but that's not because of him. That's because I don't like things that are just a lot of lawyer shit.
See, that's all me. I don't really do the medical dramas. Tristan doesn't either, I don't think.
Not a big fan.
But I don't do the medical dramas, but I am all about those lawyer series, the politics series. You got a good, deep political, the K2, Lawless Lawyer. You want to show me those series? I'm good for those.
Yeah, I haven't finished either of those.
Yeah.
I've started both of them and have not finished them.
They're so good, too. There's just so much depth to each one of the characters, and the politics play such a deep and like interesting role in the drama.
I'll give you that, but I still get the storylines just bog me down.
Yeah.
I love the characters. I can't with the storylines.
So, and speaking of storylines, I would say if I see a writer that I know from a previous drama, I will automatically pick it up. So as spoken about in episode 0, I will pick up anything that Kim Eun-suk has written. I have still not finished one of her series that we recently talked about. But other than that, I have watched almost everything that she has written. Obviously, everyone's seen Goblin, but she's also written any of the Gentleman's Dignity, Secret Garden. She wrote the couple other series that people know.
She did the Monarch Eternal King, right?
Yes, that's the other one that she did. Lee Min-ho follows her around for whatever reason. Was he the one that was in multiples of hers? Maybe not him. I always think that he follows her around because I feel like.
Well, did she do Heirs?
Yes.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah. That's right. It was her. It is him. Yeah. For whatever reason, he follows her around like a weirdo. I mean, I would probably.
I would do the same thing.
I would probably do the same thing because she writes masterpieces.
Yeah.
And literally all of her shows have just gone on to be super big hits. There's only one that I have not watched because the age difference between the two leads is kind of creepy in my opinion.
Is that My Mister?
No. My Mister is really good. Not written by Kim Suk.
Oh, okay.
Kim Eun-suk. I cannot remember the name of it. It is a series. I will look it up. But on that note, she has written. There's nothing she's written that's bad. Mr. Sunshine is what I'm thinking of.
That's what I was thinking of. But My Mister's the other. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Sunshine. Yeah. So she also has one that's upcoming called Write Your Destiny. I don't even need to know what it's about. I'm there. Like that's how much I like Kim Eun-suk. So definitely okay with her stuff. Tristan, I think goes more by like what the genre is for a show.
I do. So I tend to gravitate more towards like fantasy or psychological type horror. I like me a good time travel. Yes, I like romance, but I like to have something more to it. I can sit there just for pure romance. I have to be in the mood for it, but I need me some good storylines.
No, I agree. As somebody who writes fanfic smut just for shits and giggles because I enjoy it, I gotta have a writer that is like knows what they're doing, which is again one of the reasons Lovely Writer is so good, right? The shade on Mame is so delicious. Like it's so delicious, and I like Mame, so I enjoy Tarn Type. I know that's faux pas, but I enjoyed Tarn Type, and I also enjoyed the books, but the shade on Mame in Lovely Writer is so delicious and makes the series so good. That again, that consent scene, is the best scene in Lovely Writer, in my opinion. That scene in Lovely Writer where Bruce and Cal are in the bathroom as their characters in Bad Engineer, and Cal is like putting his hand up his shirt, and the director's getting all gross and I couldn't with that. Like that whole scene, if that is not shade at that shower scene with Tarn and Type, I would be really surprised by that. Really, really surprised by that. For me, though, I enjoy the series that are just pure romance. So those are the ones that I'll look for first. They aren't the only type of series that I like because obviously I'm watching Search WWW, and despite what everybody thinks, it's not a romance. It is, but it's not the main topic of that series. But I really enjoy the political series. The K2 was so good. Tristan shaking her head, but she's wrong. It's fine. It's fine to be wrong.
I can't.
No. And so I really enjoy the political series that are interesting. And I like the Search WWW. I like what I'm calling aged series, not
the high school.
Yeah. I need that like 21st century badass woman who's like, she has one night stands and it's normal, and she doesn't have this stigma attached to her for whatever dumb reason, which is another conversation that we had about why we like boys love series. With two boys, I enjoy boys love because I don't have to put myself in either one of their shoes. Right?
Yes.
I can just like the series because they're two boys, and I don't have to think, oh shit, like if that were real life, that's sexual harassment, or women go through that crap all the time, or whatever other weird social stigma has been attached to me my entire life. You know, with boys love series, I want them two boys that are pretty just making out, and like I don't have to think about it.
Well, it's like, so in American dramas, they write women to be, or well, maybe not dramas, but in movies, they write them to be able to put yourself in their shoes. They make it to where you feel like you could be in this movie. This could happen to you. I don't want that in my BL. Thank you.
Well,
like,
also,
you can't have that.
I agree with that to a certain extent, but like, it's just so ridiculous in American movies. Like, romantic comedies, American especially, are awful. I don't see myself as some skinny, beautiful blonde that rolls over and looks at a little pudge in her stomach and says, oh no, I'm so fat and unlovable and no one could ever fall in love with me. No, I don't relate to that at all.
For the American side of it, it's the secondhand embarrassment in their comedies. I don't watch a lot of American comedy movies because all I do is sit there cringing the entire time.
I don't watch a lot of American movies in general. In fact, over the years, I've had multiple people tell me that I'm a weirdo because I don't watch a lot of American movies. Now, if you're talking about American television shows, I'm there. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on American TV, but I'm not a fan of movies, and especially not romantic comedies. I can't name one that's been good in the last 5 to 10 years. There isn't one that I could name off the top of my head where I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this.
I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, but I prefer my Asian dramas.
No, agreed. And the things in the Asian dramas are better. Like, some of my favorite tropes are more interesting in the Asian dramas. Like, you know, the hate to love trope, the childhood friends, the forced cohabitation. These are things that I actually like and will want to watch and see in an Asian drama. You know, they don't play out so well in American dramas or American movies for whatever reason.
Well, I think they just can't write them as, so it's so much better written in Asian dramas. Like, for me, the Nuno romances, I absolutely love. Give me an older girl and the younger guy and they fall in love. I love that shit. I do like the enemies to lovers as well. Opposites attract is a fun one.
Opposites attract is a good point. I'm watching a Thai drama with Mook in it called Love to Hate or something along those lines. I'm sure you guys know it. And it's about a stuck-up actress and a doctor that's kind of stuck up too, and it's really good. It's delicious for the reasons that, like, they don't like each other, you know? Like, that's the whole reason I like that trope, is because that like push and pull is the stuff that I want to see or you know, really relate to.
Is that more opposites attract or more enemies to lovers?
That's a good question. I almost think they're the same trope. I don't think they're the exact same, but I think they share a lot of similarities.
Well, when you hate someone and you have that fiery passion and it leads towards love versus just like, oh, well, this is the school nerd over here and this is the school bully, for lack of a better term, and they end up getting to know each other and falling in love.
So I will say in the Mook series, it's a little bit of both. Even though I'm pretty sure the male lead has liked her all along, he pretends like he doesn't. And she immediately throws him in this category of, you're my enemy and I don't like you at all. So for that series, it was a little bit of both. You know, it's fine. I enjoy those series. The trope is the most interesting to me. I also enjoy it in my boys love series, in my yaoi mangas, in my, you know, like, I enjoy it everywhere. It's not just for het series. I don't stick tropes to like specific types of series. Like, I like the cohabitation and the childhood friends and the hate to love in both my het series and my my BL or gay series. Like, I enjoy it in both.
I'd agree with that. It translates well across the board.
It does.
I can't think of a trope that does better one way or the other.
No, I don't. So cohabitation probably does better in a het series, I think, because like same-sex people live together all the time. Like that's normal. Like I don't think that one's as prevalent as as it should be, as it is in het series. I mean, the childhood friends thing I think works well in both, though.
Mm-hmm.
I will say so I know I have a whole list of things that I don't like in series. What are some that you don't like?
That I don't like? I'm not big, as I said before, on jealous friends or people pretending to be friends to get something that they want out of someone. Not big on disapproving families, especially...
She says this as she loves Hanayori Dango.
I don't like... Okay, that's different.
No,
It isn't because
different.
I'm talking about specifically the hierarchy of the either the matriarch or the patriarch of the families, not the main couple. I just don't like it when the mother or the father comes in and they're like, "Well, you can't be together." I'm like, "Bitch, back up."
Dumyoji's mother spends
I
almost
know.
the entire series telling him that he can't be with Makino. Like that is the whole thing there.
I know.
And in fact, in the manga, I'm pretty sure it's just as awful. The only I love the Korean actress that does the mother in Boys Over Flowers. I don't remember her name, but she's been in a whole bunch of stuff, and she's always such a great actor. But for me, the best mom was in the Japanese version. I'm biased anyway because I love the Japanese version.
The Japanese,
it's
to me,
just
is the best.
Yeah, it's just the best. But in the Japanese version, the mom is just so deliciously evil, and so she is out for Makino, and she is not going to let her son end up with her. And it's so good. But that's literally the whole series. So she sits here and says she doesn't like disapproving family, yet she really likes Hanayori Dango.
No, it bothers me to a certain extent.
So ATOTS, 1,000 Stars.
Yes.
That dad is too much for me. I can't with him. And the mother deciding what school.
Like the overbearing, like you have to listen to everything I say because you're my child and I'm going to control your life. There's some of that going on in Remember My Boy. The girl's parents are teachers and they are all about her studying and not being with her friends. She can't wear makeup. They like searched her room for makeup because they saw a picture of her with lipstick on.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's a bit extreme. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, it bothers me. I mean, I'm still going to watch the show because it's not the main overarching storyline, but it does bother me.
Yeah, that's awful. I was pretty upset during ATOTS, 1,000 Stars, because my whole dislike of that second half of the series can be summed up in a couple of words, and that is his family is the worst. I mean, it's fine if he comes from an affluent family that wants him to do a specific thing because their name is important. But deciding what school he can go to, telling him that he can't do the teaching anymore because they don't think that it suits him, I'm not even sure what that means, honestly. The father was pretty awful. The mother was out of this like hemisphere of dumb.
She was so much worse.
She was so awful. And I couldn't with her. Funny story, the father was in Man of Vengeance, and I knew I recognized him from somewhere, and I kept looking at his dumb face going, I know that guy from somewhere. And in Man of Vengeance, he's so good. And then the actor, then in this series, I was just so upset. You know, I'm sure he
directorial.
Yeah, I'm sure he played the part fine, and that's the way they wanted it. I'm just saying that, like, the dad and the mom were awful, and I am sure that it could absolutely be an Asian culture thing.
It's gotta be, yeah.
I'm not disagreeing that it's an Asian culture thing, but that is
because
insane.
there are some of that in the American dramas too, where you get the parents that are like, oh no, you have to go to this prestigious school and you have to go and follow this specific line of doctors and bullshit like that.
Yeah. I can't. I don't deal with it well in my K-dramas. I definitely don't want to see it in my Boys Love series.
Yeah,
they have enough
so
shit
much worse.
to deal with anyway. Because that whole scene in the airport where the parents are looking on as they're standing there and they're being affectionate with each other, like, and the mom kind of like. It almost seems like the parents realizes that their son may be gay, and we're dealing with that, and then they're trying to deal with that, and then we've got the whole, oh well, you have to do things in a certain order the way that I want them done, and it's just really weird. And
I mean, I know that you didn't like the series, but
everyone's gonna hate me, but I did not like.
There's a lot of people that
Stars.
didn't like it.
There are not a lot of people on Reddit that didn't like it. So on Reddit, everybody is pretty much in consensus that 1,000 Stars is perfect and there could be no better story ever told in Boys Love. But they also like Word of Honor, which is not my cup of tea. I just don't like historicals in my Boys Love.
Historicals.
No, I don't.
No, I loved Untamed.
I don't want to watch historicals, especially not Boys Love historicals.
That's because you're weird. But that's okay.
Yeah, it's because I'm wrong. But
no, I didn't say wrong. I said weird.
Well, this coming from a girl who says that Lee Jong-gi is her favorite actor, and about 90% of his series are historicals. It literally has nothing to do with whether it's whether it's a Boys Love or a Het series. For me, it has to do with the actors and how good it is. For whatever reason, I don't have any interest in a historical series, whether it's Thai or Chinese, although I think the majority of them are Chinese, right?
Yeah, majority.
So I'm pretty sure that's why I don't watch them, because I can't with the bromance thing that China's got going on right now. We're just pretending like gay people don't exist because China restrictions and all that noise. I don't have time for that, which is I'm probably just bitter. I mean, let's be real. I'm probably just bitter and don't want to play into that culture.
For as many shows that got banned and canceled midway through their shit, it pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that said, I was not a fan of 1,000 Stars, which is apparently everyone on Reddit loves that series. So good for you guys, and I'm glad for you. If I had to pick my all-time favorite just Boys Love series, we're not going to include Het series because I've been watching too much. But if we're just including Boys Love series, I'd say Lovely Writer, and it's not even done. Lovely Writer is just perfect, and there's so much
Lovely
delicious.
Writer trumps over We Best Love?
I mean, I would that's so hard to say. Huh. That's so hard to say. Like, Lovely Writer. So this last episode put it so close to We Best Love that like it's hard for me to say, oh no, I definitely like it better than We Best Love. We Best Love I like for
different reasons.
Different reasons, right? Mm-hmm. I like Lovely Writer because it throws shade at the whole BL industry, and I need that in my life. I need that shade and that ugliness to come out. That's why I'm super excited for the next episode, because I want to see that whole industry and how the boys are going to deal with, the companies telling them, oh no, you have to do fan service for this specific thing. And Jean and Nubsib have to pretend like they're not in a relationship together because we need to promote our drama. That's the whole reason that I love Lovely Writer. I need all of that shade at the BL industry. We Best Love is good because it is the most emotional series I have ever watched. And like, if you don't at least tear up, you don't necessarily have to cry, but if you don't at least tear up at least once during We Best Love, then I mean, maybe you're a psychopath. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously, you're not a psychopath. You're just a weirdo. It's just so good. And Sam Lin is just, oh man. I mean, I said that last time. Nobody cries like Sam Lin. Nobody cries like Sam Lin. So yeah, I would say those are the things that I enjoy in series, whether they're Boys Love or whether they're Het series. The things I'm not particularly fond of, I'm not a fan of the love triangles. I don't have time for that.
So
they focus too much on it. It comes down to they focus too much on it.
My thing is, I'm a sucker for most second male leads. So when you get a love triangle, I'm always going to sit there and be like, you chose the wrong person.
Wait, we have to stop here. If you have a thing for Kim Ha-nul and Scarlet Heart, I might
No.
I might have to murder you.
That's an exception. I did
might
not
have to murder you.
No, that's a no.
I don't even remember the prince's name. I think he was he the
Prince number whatever.
He's a fourth prince, right? And I don't remember his name in the series because no one loves him.
No, I did not like him. No. Most second male leads, like True Beauty, definitely like the second male lead better. Cheese in the Trap, which I wasn't a big fan of to begin with, only liked the second male lead.
Not a good trope.
I can do love triangles, but if you make me like the second male lead more, I'm not going to like it as much.
It's true. So a good writer can gently nudge you towards the correct person to actually like. And Scarlet Heart, was originally a series in a book that was then done in China first, and then they did it in Korea. Scarlet Heart, I've never read the book, but I've read all sorts of reviews. Everybody says it's such a good book and it's worth it. So it's a series that it's a novel that I would be interested in reading. With that said, I also don't like Amnesia series. Ain't nobody got time for those.
I don't think, I watch it where it pops up in the tropes, but give me one episode, maybe, if even, and then be done with it.
Exactly. And then, of course, my last one that Tristan is not going to like is the cross-dressing, where the girl acts like a boy or the boy acts like a girl, although I don't think that's a thing. My one exception to that is Coffee Prince, but that's also because of the main actress there. I probably would not have watched Coffee Prince if she wasn't in it. I'm just saying, that's... I
think one of my favorites of it, though, is My Bromance, which I want to say is Taiwanese.
It is Taiwanese, yep.
That one I actually enjoyed. There are some that I can't get on board with. I wasn't a big fan of certain versions of this. Hanakimi.
Oh, that's right.
I prefer... So the Taiwanese version was okay. The Japanese version sucked ass. I will say that. It sucked ass. And the Korean version was okay. But having to dress up as a guy for specific reasons, I like it. If it's done well. Oran I like.
I will say, it can be done. And probably the only things that I would say are good is maybe manga. I've never watched Oran, anime.
Moonlight Drawn by the Clouds.
I remember that one.
Really good.
Not
and
my
that
thing.
has a cross-dressing trope. I like that one.
Yeah, not my thing. It's just, I feel like, everybody's going to like different things. Those are just some of the tropes for me that I just can't get behind.
Well, that's the good thing about having so much different variety out there is there's always going to be something
that you're going to want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that you guys are going to like and that you're not going to like. Don't take it from us. Just peruse my drama list once, and you'll see all the different. Start by tags. That's the way to find series. I'm telling you, just start by tags. I do the love to hate or the hate to love, and I found a whole bunch of stuff that I just started adding to my drama list.
Well, we'd love to hear our listeners what their favorite genres are.
Yeah, definitely. And we want to add widgets and stuff to our page so that you can see what we're watching and maybe give us feedback. Before we end the episode, in other news not necessarily related to dramas, we've got some food for thought. I want to throw out there that IU's new album has been on Korea's Billboard top hundreds for the last, I believe it's been the last week. I know that Celebrity was on there as number 1, and Lilac was or is going up in the charts, and both of them are so good. And I was so excited to see that she was finally releasing her album. I had heard about it. I hadn't actually listened to it until recently because I wasn't even sure when it was supposed to come out because my news has been a little all over the place lately. But if you haven't heard her new album, it's called Lilac. It is good. I'm going to throw some shade and say that I do not like it near as much as her last album, but I love her last album and I kept it on repeat so much that it's totally overplayed and I can't play it anymore without just like going a little bit crazy. But Lilac is really, really good and I would really recommend it. The other thing that I want to say before we end, for all you people that love Brighton Win, I'm not throwing shade at you when I say this, but maybe Brighton Win should seriously consider staying to het dramas instead of gay series, where people can differentiate the fact that they're obviously not romantically involved. Together was not a thing for me, was not a fan of it. So, you know, good for them on getting the Boys Over Love, Boys Over Flowers, Thailand, two main parts in the series. Bright, of course, being Domyoji, and Win being Fuji. It's not Fuji. What is
I can't remember his name. It's the Playboy one, right?
No, he's not the Playboy. He's the quiet autistic one.
Is he?
Yes.
I thought he was the Playboy.
No.
He's not playing Rue.
Yes, he is. He's playing Rui.
I could have sworn that's not the topic that he was playing.
So we're going to look it up right now, but she's wrong. And I just want to say, past all of that, they should stick to het series. I'm super glad to see them in this. I think, as I've said before, I think that it's a really weird series to do right now after the Me Too movement. It has so many problems. Yes. So he is playing Rui. You were wrong, and I don't know why she thought that.
Because I watched the trailer. That's not what I thought he was. Okay. I might have to go back and rewatch that trailer.
No. So the problem is too, guys, that, you know, Thailand has changed all the names in the series, so it's kind of hard to place who is who. But he's definitely listed as the second. He's definitely listed on my drama list as the next male lead. So there's only one other male lead, and that is Louis, who is the sweet autistic boy who I feel like is really good for Win. I don't know why she's disagreeing here, but I feel like that's a really good part for Win. I feel like they both need to stay within those parts and they'll probably be fine. But to my first point, it's weird to see Boys Over Flowers being done again in a season after the Me Too movement.
No. Du is playing Rin, who is Rue. If you read through...
But he's literally listed as the second male lead.
Vin falls for his best friend, Rin, but Rin is in love with his childhood love. Rin is Rue.
So who is he playing then?
He's playing
So
Haven.
He has even a smaller part in the series.
Yes, he is not the second male lead. Like that's what confused me about the trailer, because he is playing the one who drinks wine all the time.
So they're billing him an even smaller part, and yet in the preview and the trailer, they're making it out to be like he's the second male lead.
Yeah, but he's not.
And that's just because of his name.
Yes, they're getting more people. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but
no, I'm good. Now that just killed it for me. I was
sorry.
excited.
I'm so sorry.
I was excited to see that he might be playing something interesting, and he's not.
He's not. In other news, Kingdom is on. I know you didn't watch Road to Kingdom, which was fantastic, but Kingdom is finally on, and I'm halfway through the first episode, so I haven't gotten to be able to get caught up on it, but I'm really looking forward to the stages in Kingdom. Outside of the controversy that's happening with some members and the hosts, I'm not here for all of that. I just want me some good stages.
Tristan couldn't care less what's going on with the actors.
I really could not. Like, I know there's problems, there's issues, I get it, but just give me the stages. That's all I want. I loved Road to Kingdom for the stages, especially the boys, and I'm really looking forward to all the stages on this.
I watched the first episode because of Tristan, and I liked it a lot.
I'm looking forward to it.
Vicky takes forever with the subbing, so I have not been able to watch the second episode. I keep looking to see when it's actually finished subbed.
What was that, 30% last you checked?
It was like 30% last
Thank you,
I checked,
Vicky.
so thanks, Vicky. It's okay.
fine.
I wasn't gonna watch it anytime soon, but it's just a lot of fun. Like even people I know that aren't into just Asian entertainment in general, I've shown this to them and they're like, oh yeah, that's super fun. My work husband is actually, I showed it to him because he's big into music in general, and he thought it was just funny and, you know, like just fun and good actors, and they're very skilled.
Well, my favorite part about it is that each group hypes up the other group so much when they're watching their stages. And there's just no animosity towards it.
Yeah, everybody is super, super fun and happy.
Yeah,
all the time. So, you know, it's interesting and I like it a lot. I am definitely excited to see the list. I won't say too much, but I'm definitely interested to see the list from the first episode, because I have tried not to spoil it for myself, even though Soompi keeps showing up and they're like, hey, don't you want to know who won in the first episode? I'm like, no, Soompi, I want to watch it myself and find out myself. Also, thank you to the two hosts for the end of the first episode. If you don't know, the order that they go in is they reveal the order of the list, like 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1, because they hate us.
I mean, is that
and then they
TVXQ
only tell
hating
you
us, or
and then they only tell you before it cuts for the end of the episode, they only tell you 5 and 4. I feel like they might have told you 3. I don't really remember, to be honest.
We'll figure it out. I'm gonna watch it.
So very interesting. So it's a super fun show and I would highly recommend it. But to end our segment, if you haven't heard it, Lilac is really good. Give it a listen on Spotify. IU is a great artist, and everything she puts out is really great and different, and not just that mainstream K-poppy feel to it. So I would highly recommend it. And if you aren't watching it, Kingdom is a lot of fun. Thanks for listening to today's episode of The Nooniverse. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe. Want to learn more about the show? Follow The Nooniverse on socials so you can stay tuned for future episodes, special announcements, and much more. See you in the next episode.